Hi, my name is Jarvis, and I'm going to be teaching a tutorial on Ember using Ember CLI and Ember validations and Ember EasyForm. And then afterwards I'll show integration with Bootstrap as well. Okay, let's get started. I created a quick project using Ember new EasyForm sample, and then just let it run. Because that took long, I just did it beforehand. Okay, now we'll start to install things. So I like to install Bootstrap using Bower. Okay, and then bring up Bower, a JSON. See Bootstrap's in there now, and also add EasyForm, or rather, well, I'll do that afterwards. And then in the package.json for the npm, I'll add these two, just copy and paste. And do an npm install. So I think it installed EasyForm as well, but I'm going to add it into the Bower just in case. And Bower install. Alright. Alright, now we can start to create the program. Close those out. We'll create a new model for, let's say, sample user model. Ember generate model user. Okay. I'll bring up the model user. We'll add some attributes. First name, yes, that attribute, string, last name, yes, that attribute, string. Let's add a social security number too. That'll be a number. Okay. Since we're using Ember CLI, we can't quite do fixtures the way the guide does. I'll just use, Ember CLI has a mock Express server which you can use. It's really simple. You just do Ember generate HTTP mock users. See it installed into server directory. And mocks, you have this user created. And that pretty much is good for now. Then create a user route. Open up router. Add a resource. Users. Add a new route as well. It's where we'll create the form for a new user. And do Ember generate route users and Ember generate route users new. You see that created users and the users new. So let's see, the application template. When I pull up this window, that's just a quick way to access the files. But you can always access it through the file tree on the left. So create a link to the users. And then the users, I'll create a link here to the users, and then this will be a link to create new user. Users.new, and then this will be a link back to home. The user's new template will also create it'll be the create new user page. So we'll create a form. But let's just check it out in the browser. So we'll start up the Ember server in another tab. So same directory, Ember server. Okay, you see this error. Found a workaround for that. Let's see. Let's bring up the package JSON again. Add in blob version 5.3. Okay, so went to this page, GitHub issue. It was this particular thing right here that I saw before that it worked. Let's try it again. Okay, now Ember server. There you go. Alright, let's pull it up. I'll put that in a different window. There you go. I'm going to pull this out into a different window. Alright. Just so we can see over here. Okay. So that works. You go to users, create new user. There's a user page. Alright, now close this out. You can start to create the Ember form. Or start to use the Ember form. So you do is just really simply, just like the documentation tells you. I like to use the model. If you put the validations in the controller, you have to put it in the controller, but otherwise, model works as well. And we'll do input first name, input last name, input social security number, like that. Reload. See how it turns out. There you go, you have a form. No validations yet. You see how they like to capitalize the first letter and then the rest is not capitalized? You could change that by doing adding a label. So you could be like first name, label equals last name, and then label equals number, something like that. Save the file, wait for it to reload. And you can see the label shows up the way you put it in the code. Alright, so now we can put in validations. So I like to put validations. But before we do the validations, I need to actually set up the model because you're using the model here now. Because or else it can't validate on nothing really. So we'll go to the routes, the user's new, add the model in, turn this or create record. That's just for users new. Okay, and then go back to the user model, model user, and then this is where I add the validations. So first name equals presence true, and then I could do length minimum, say 3, something like that. Okay, I guess I can't do the duplicate with this screen capture. Same thing. Okay, social security number. Let's just do presence for that one. And now we go back to let it reload. reloaded. Oh, see, this is something I always forget. Don't forget to add in the mixin for the validations. Import Ember validations from Ember validations. And then this is something I had trouble with. I thought it was just Ember validations at first, but no, it's Ember validations dot mixin. That gave me like a couple hours of trouble figuring that out. Alright. Reload. Should be reloaded. Just make sure. Now you focus out, you can see can't be blank, can't be blank. It's too short. Too short. And that's it. You can see the validation is working now. Okay. Now, okay, I want to also show you how to do placeholders. So you could just add a placeholder just like this. John placeholder Smith. Placeholder goes 111-11-11, something like that. And when it reloads, you see the placeholder, it's in there. Okay. Now I want to show you how to add some select. So let's add 2 more fields to the user. Let's add a favorite color. This attribute string and a relationship status. Yes. Attribute string. Actually, this is a number. Okay. We will need a controller for this. You could put this in the model too, but I think this is better to be put into the controller. So let's generate one. Generate controller. Users new. And we should have a new controller. Let's put that on this side. Okay. And my favorite, all the different color choices. So just copy paste this. That's just most of the major colors. You can have a default color. Say it's blue. Or say it's orange. Since you don't want, do something besides the first one. And then the different statuses, all the different relationship statuses, I'm just gonna call them statuses for now. And then this is what you do if you want to have like an ID and label. Okay. Now that we set up the controller, we could add it to the form. Okay. So input, different color as select, and you specify the collection. Those colors from the controller, and the selection will be your default color, and that's it. That's if you only have like string fields, or your value is the same as your label, and if it's different, do this. We call this relationship status as select collection, go statuses. From here, statuses. And then you could add a value too if you want to pre-select, or if it's like an object type, then you would do selection instead of value. Okay, since we're not pre-selecting, we'll just show the different values, and this is how it knows which one is the ID, which one is the label. Label. Save this. The server. Oops. Let's see. Okay, I think it's just characters and copy paste thing. These quotation marks are not. Actually, let's just do this. Quote, save, see if that works. Okay, now the status, same thing. That works. Oh, I didn't close this input. Oh, a lot of typos here. Okay, so loading. Still reloading, refreshing, sorry. Okay. Those don't show up. Ah, that's because this is a model. So, put this to controller. There you go. See, but then now this doesn't work. I think you could do well, this is the older way to do it. You could just do object controller and then a proxy controller into the models. It should work. There you go. Now both of those properties are getting from either the controller or the model. You see how the default color orange over here, default color orange is not the first one, gets pre-selected from the selection, and then here's the different statuses. Okay, now we'll work on Bootstrap style. So this is where you'll need to use the initializers. Okay. So we go generate initializer. Ember generate initializer EasyForm. Okay, and initializers, you have EasyForm now. Okay, let's delete this. Oops. Import Ember from Ember. And Ember EasyForm config, register, wrapper. This is in the docs too, but it's not that clear. Hopefully me doing it here, you can see easier. Call this EasyForm users. This is just any name you give it. This is going to be the name you use in the template later. Wrapper name. So it's just a name. You can call it anything you want. This will be the template. Actually be component. I like to call it basically the same thing so I can reference it. And you could create multiple wrappers for different forms that you need different classes on. I'm just going to copy and paste the rest of it. These are the classes I like using for Bootstrap. Alright, close that off. Now this wrapper will be available. Now we'll create this component. Ember generate component. EasyForm users. Remember the components always have to have a dash in them, in their name. That's just how they work. Okay, it shows up here. You don't need the yield. Okay. Just gonna copy and paste this as well. So you have a label field here, property binding, text binding, that's from the docs. I just put in some styling, Bootstrap styling with the columns here. This if view show error, I'll show you a little bit more later, but this is what happens when you do a custom field. You need to put the if view show error for the actual property. So this is where the property comes in. Same with here and here. This pulls in the options. This is for want to do as a hint as well. You could just basically copy this and maybe change the class up for styling purposes depending on what you need. And classes here too, you can always add the class to the input field. Okay, and then we go back. Now, you can put this whole section in a panel. Don't need this out, really. Oops. Okay. Saying you could do custom input fields, so instead of this first name, you could do this as well to give you more flexibility if the standard one doesn't work. So you could be input first name, and then here's your label field, first name, and it won't be labeled this time. If you want to customize it, it'll be called text equals first name. And then you do what I did with the styling before, div class column small or large, whatever, 5, and then input field, first name, as text. Let me put class on it. And you could also put placeholder. Then you'll need to manually put in the error field. Okay, so basically this here and this line of code basically the same thing, except I added the styling. And the class and same. But so that's why this is a little bit more flexible than that. But as you can see, there's a lot more lines of code and it looks a lot uglier. So don't use it unless you need it. And then, well, let's see how that looks for now. Fresh. See this and that. Basically the same thing, but so the divs pushed it down. Oh, so I forgot to add the styling from the initializer component. Put a wrapper here and call it EasyForm users. Same thing as this right here. That's the name. And then see how that shows. something went wrong, I guess. Does not exist. EasyForm users does not exist. Let's see. Components. Let's put in a div, a row. Everything else isn't in it, so see if that looks a little bit better. No, it's pretty much the same thing. Let's see. As you can see over here, the styling shows up in those individual ones. So for example, this one is not the custom. And you can still see the column small 5 is there. Hold on. Okay, forgot to import the Bootstrap. So when you use Bower, you need to find the block file. So block file. Open up this Ember app. Okay. And import those things. See, that makes a difference. I think I need to restart the server. Yeah, every time you touch the block file, you have to restart the server. Oh. Expect token. Oops. This is not supposed to go into the Ember app. This is supposed to go outside here, so you can't use the app. And then start the server. Click refresh. There you go. Looks much nicer now, doesn't it? See and you can see the validation showing up with the Bootstrap styling with the red highlighting stuff. Looks much better. You can also add some like presence here. If you wanted to add, make this a number only, you could do something like this. Let's close some of these things out. Yeah, add numericality, only integer, true, and there's something like this, greater than or equal to 0. And we'll add for those other ones presence, presence true, relationship status, presence true, you can look up the other types of validations in the documentation. Okay, so see now, click out of this, can't be blank. Oh, but you gotta have a value. Let's see. Over here, let's make this favorite color. Then it won't be default. Let's see. See, there you go. It won't be blank this time. Because it's pulling it from the model. What the selection means is one, what the default selection, and also what you selected. So if you wanted a default value, you could do is this. Default value of orange, and delete this, and oh, missing parentheses. Alright, still waiting for the refresh. Okay, there you go. Okay, so see, it's still orange this time, but it won't say it can't be blank because it already is pulling the value from the model favorite color. In this case, I don't think you even need the selection then, but it's good to show it to you. And then I think that's it. Yep, I hope that shows you how to integrate Bootstrap with the validations. I'll show you how to use I'll show you about the numbers. Even though a social security number has dashes in it, you could use a regex for that, but just to show you the numericality, you can put letters and then it'll say it's not number. You can put negative numbers and and then it won't be greater than or equal to 0. You could put decimal point numbers, and then it's not an integer. Oops. Okay. So, and then any other positive number would work. I guess you could limit it to like 11 characters or 9 characters, but do whatever you want. I just wanted to show you how you could do that with a number as well. And this, when you submit this, it will submit the ID, which is the number, which is this field right here. So if that's what you want, and you could call it something else, you have to use ID. Okay, and I hope that helps. And if you want to learn more about different Ember topics, please leave some comments below. And just leave any comments that if you like it or not. This is my first video, so hopefully that went well, and hopefully it's helpful. Bye.